some people can funnel in.
Anybody on the board?
Yeah, we've got a couple people coming in. We'll leave it open for another minute or so before we get started.
Cool.
All right, looks like we got a few people here. We can go ahead and get started. Let me share my screen. We are without our normal host, Kelsey, today. So I'm going to take over her position and get us kicked off. Thank you for joining us for the April office hours. Chris, I missed you on the slide today, but today on the property intel side, we have Joshua Martin, the principal product manager, me, the product manager for property intel, and Chris Ascalisi, who also is on the property intel team. So our agenda today, we are going to go over some couple of the new features and improvements from the last couple of weeks, do a demo of those features, and then open it up to a Q&A. So the couple of new features that we wanted to go over today are our new reference maps. And I think we've showed these a little bit before, but this will be taking a look at the new features for hovering over a pin and seeing the details for that pin while hovering, and then the report builder and how that's looking so far as we come up on releasing some new features for viewing and exporting reports for your reference maps. And then lastly, we've updated the styling for the section report builder. And so Joshua will show us kind of what that looks like now and how we can be launching the section report builder as we move forward. So without further ado, Joshua, I'll stop sharing and let you take over, and you can give us a look at some of those new features.
Sounds great. I'm going to start with the section report builder, and that way then we can look at reference maps and look at what's currently available that we released last week, and then some stuff that we are wrapping up this week to get out as soon as we can. So, but looking at the section report builder and kind of where that feature functionality is, if I go to any particular project, like this one here, then the section report builder is going to be on your exports and your downloads. Previously, whenever you clicked export project, it was in this area. To whenever you clicked export project, it would give you the option to be able to open up the section report. And so what we've done, we've changed and kind of streamlined it a little bit to get you quicker access to it. We moved it out into the main menu. And so now you don't have to click twice to get there. So you can click this create section report, and it's going to open up a new tab that's going to run that particular report for this section of the project. And so what that means is it's going to run a report to give you on kind of the quantities, the items that are in your list, various details about them. And it's all for this section, which would be all the pages that you see in the current view when you're in this editor view. So if I were to click create section report, it's going to open up a tab like this. And then this is kind of where a number of changes made to the report right now. And we've got a few other things that we're adding in that should be available starting with the release next month. So, or this, for May, the May release at the end of May. And so what you would see with changes here is to this report, we've added a project summary area. You can include or exclude this report on your, if you were to just download this data out into a CSV file that you want to use and import somewhere else. You can do that just by clicking this export current section. And then you can include this project summary on it, or you can untoggle this to not have it on there. That's going to have just items like the name, the section name that you're working in. If you had an address on that project and any tags, it's going to show that information. And so right now, some of the changes that we also made whenever you're customizing the report is we added a little bit more data here. So previously you were just kind of working off of icons, names, and then the quantities. And so we've added more information to this report to help give more clarity, showing you the group names, if there are any there. If you have any attached kits to the items, those can be seen. You can, like previously before, you can give page specific totals, like this one that I'm looking at is giving you as a PDF that has multiple pages, so we can see a breakdown of those. And then we added kind of this other kit information like the unit cost, total cost, labor, and equipment items. So, so you can kind of see this information here. If you scroll down, you can get kind of a horizontal scroll and see all the information across this. So this is showing you that per page breakdown. And then if I did have kit items on here, those quantities would be populated with it here. So again, all this information is able to be exported out as a spreadsheet in case you need to use it outside of the system. And then some of the items that we are working on right now is we're refining how you actually customize this report, adding more functionality into it for doing filtering, creating kind of a curated report. If you wanted to report on different areas, reduce down the list, just to make it easier as you're estimating and diving maybe into a little bit more detail and trying to arrive at your price on a project that you'll be able to do that. So adding in those kind of columns and filter actions, very similar if you have advanced reporting that you're able to do today with projects or properties or even the PI Complete tab to where you can create those lists and save them and be able to export them out. And then the other item that we added to this is the object locations. This one's not going to have any object locations because it's a PDF report. But if I were to open up, if I go about to my projects, and if we look at a map project that has some trees located on it, let's see, I'm not sure if this one has any tree counts on it. This one doesn't, but we could add some. And so if you had trees, these are going to be objects where you're counting. And so in this section builder is you'd be able to locate and have the location data for those particular objects. So everywhere where we counted a tree, then you would see on this object locations, you would see the latitude and longitude of them. And then if they're on a certain page, you would see that page name as well within it. This information was available in that whole materials export. There was kind of a spreadsheet with multiple different tabs and a lot of different data. So we're kind of moving it in here to this report builder to help you be able to kind of export out the particular reports that you may need to dive into the data a little bit clearer. So that's kind of right now with the section builder report. And I can kind of hop over and we're going to look at the changes that we've done to our reference map. Working on reference maps a lot for the past several weeks or months really, and starting to kind of debut a lot of that feature functionality for you. So again, it's kind of maybe just a quick reminder to get to reference maps. You're going to go to your properties. And so whenever I go to a property, I can either scroll the list or I can search to navigate to a particular one. And so when I'm on that property page, you're able to see two different things. You can see the project list. And so the project list are things that you've done to do measurements, whether that's takeoffs or if you've done enhancement designs. and done those, all those would be located on the project list for this property if you've assigned a parent property to that project. And then the other tab is reference maps. And reference maps just provide you a way to be able to locate and pin areas of interest on a property. So one of the popular ways to use it might be for something like an inspection of the site, like a site audit is often what it's referred to, or another popular way that we've seen customers using it is using it as a way to create a map where they have pinned all the different enhancement opportunities that they're proposing to a customer around the site, and they can just share out a link to this map, and the customer can review what they have or what's being proposed, and then have access to that information and be able to get a report and to sign it. So here's kind of how you would, view any of them. You can open up an existing one and get into that reference map. So here's kind of what it looks like. It's just satellite imagery, and then you have pins. So you're not doing measuring here. It's just a communication tool or a tool to be able to do, like we said, if you're going to do inspections, you can use these adding pins to the map to do that type of thing. And so in this release, one of the changes that we did is we added in a hover tip for the pins. And so what this does is if you hover over any particular pin, it does a little hover pop-up, shows you some of the initial basic information. If you've got any image attachments to it, the name, any kind of initial descriptions about it, you can then click on that and see more information about that particular one and dive into it a little bit more. Same kind of here is if you had a like an enhancement proposal attached to it, you kind of see that information. If you had a value in here, it's going to show you that value in the pop-up as well. So just kind of a cleaner, quick way to be able to work through and see these see the information about the particular pins, so you can kind of find and navigate to the particular one that you want to find related to it. And then the other piece, like I said, that's more future that we're working on, trying to continue to finalize and get ready to make publicly available for you, is the reports. And so this is adding in the ability that for a reference map, you'll be able to export out basically a PDF version of this, so that if you wanted to share a hard copy with customers, you could do that. Or if you needed to share a hard copy with crews, you could do the same thing. We're kind of catching up with some of our users over the past several weeks regarding this feature functionality and some of the updates that we made. And one of the really popular ways to use this is for the snow industry, where they're doing kind of before snow season starts, going out and doing an inspection of the property and noting all the existing damage. That way you can flag that so you're not responsible for it after snow season if that damage is still there. And so that's where this report will come in handy, because you'll be able to do that inspection, generate the report, give it to the customer, or have it saved in the customer's file so that you have all that information later. So to access the reports when it's available to you, it will be added to this shared tab. So I'm on our testing site right now where we're doing constant testing of this feature. But you see here, you would click share. And you would have the share link like you have today, where you can share out the read-only version of the map. But then also we have this reports area where you'll be able to create a report. And so it's going to open up this report builder. The look and feel will be very similar to our proposal builder, if you've ever used that, to where you can come in, you can add some just introductory description information. You can also kind of show and hide what you want to show. So if there's certain things you don't want to have contained on this particular report, this particular PDF, then you can hide those pins or hide the groups, however you might want to do that. You can also customize the different properties that you would be showing. So if you wanted to show like the tags for the pins, the description, the attachments, any type of project connections that you had to them, or even the coordinates of the pins. So that stuff can be customized, turned on and off with the pin, as well as the map and the general description. And so then within the appearance tab, it'll have this PDF report that's generated for you that has kind of like the screenshot of the map itself, the listing of each pins, and then all the information that was collected for each pins, including the photos, the pins, the notes, that sort of stuff. So Again, like I said, we're finalizing this feature functionality. The couple of things that we're working on is we're going to have two different styles available to you. So you'll be able to choose between two different stylings of this report. You can kind of see how you can customize the color based off of your company's branding. You do that with your company's logo as well. And then, yeah, it'd be nice, nicely styled reports that you'll be able to send out that are all kind of branded for your company and have for reference maps. So that kind of highlights those two particular changes. I'll let Zach, if you want to, I'll stop sharing and then I can kind of go through the roadmap if you want to share the deck.
Yeah. Let me open back up to the roadmap slide.
Yeah, so just kind of what previewing where we're at right now and where we're headed next. So we are continuing to finalize collaborative editing. We are able to get a good portion of that feature functionality into some initial testing internally. So we're excited to see that progressing through but looking at starting a beta program here getting into May and June for that particular feature functionality. It's one that if you've come to these a lot, you've seen that come up a lot and see us mentioning that. So we're nearing the end of the finish line for the first release of that. So we're excited to see that. Same with site audits and inspections. A lot of what we demoed today got into the site audits and inspections workflows that we're doing. We've still got a few other things that we're adding related to that over the coming 2 months, really. Main things being adding more information on the groups that you have within reference maps, so you can include things like prompts. So if you're going to use reference maps for inspections and you needed whoever was doing that inspections to answer quality questions about certain areas, then that's the type of stuff that will be included in it, as well as mobile optimizing that area of the product. And so if you were to open up PropertyIntel on a phone or a mobile device, you'll be able to have a nice mobile-friendly UI to be able to create a reference map from your mobile device. So those are the things that will fully wrap up those two kind of major initiatives for us, where before we kind of get into our project export revisions and the PDF takeoff automations. Those two are probably the next largest things that we have coming up. You saw some of the stuff with section report builder that we're working on now that we'll have kind of getting wrapped up and then getting into some of the stuff later on to where we're aimed at really kind of giving more information on properties, more information on the maps. We're able to kind of dive into more detail. That's what the map metadata is about. It's about giving you custom fields that you can include on items that you have within the map, and then revising our property dashboard to just provide a way to get more insights into the information that you're have within the system. And so how you have projects that are connected to properties and being able to expose some of those insights for you on those dashboards. As we kind of look at where we'll end up rounding out this year, that will be coming in with our image editing improvements and just adding more drawing tools. We have several drawing tools to help provide more automations. Some of that will go along with the PDF takeoff automations, and then some of it is just some other new general drawing tools that we have. And then the last bit would be our user permissions, which is kind of giving you just more granularity in how you permission users, what things that certain users can do and can't do. So it's kind of more of an enterprise level feature functionality related to that. So we kind of go to the next slide. I think we can kind of open it up. If you have any questions that we can answer, whether it's about that we demoed today, or if you just have general questions that you would like to ask related either to the roadmap or even just kind of current functionality, you can drop it in the chat here. We'd be happy to address those for everyone live.
Cool. Thanks, Joshua. Yeah, I got the chat open and we can hang out for a couple minutes and see if we get any questions. And if not, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. We were raised in from Toby. Toby, do you want to put your question in the webinar chat if possible? Oh, the web chat is disabled. Okay. You can type your question where you type your response there. And we set up one-on-one trainings. Yes. So if you or anyone on your team needs training, you can reach out to us via, let me
I can get,
out of this
yeah.
slide deck. And if you're over here inside of Property Intel, if you click the question mark here in the bottom right corner of the screen, you can click contact us. And so this contact us will open up a new tab. And from here, you can, reach out with any support questions or as well within this support. This just allows you to open a ticket. It comes directly to our support team, which the three of us also on this call, we do see as well. And they can help organize a call to set up some training. Good question. Anyone else? We'll keep it open for any more questions. At any point, if you guys have questions later, or don't have time to type it out right now, you can always, submit a ticket here or email us directly. What's the Property Intel email, Joshua? PropertyIntelSupport@youraspire.com.
Property Intel Care.
Property
Intel
Intel
Care.
Care. Let's see, we'll give it just another like 30 seconds or so. But Joshua, Chris, are you guys all good today? Anything else you want to share before we dropped off?
It's all good. We're glad to get one-on-one with anybody that needs it.
Yep. Yeah, Toby, we have several folks that's still on, but looks like Zach and I did such an excellent job presenting today. Nobody has questions, so but no, yeah, we do appreciate everybody coming and excited to continue to deliver new functionality and happy to help with anything one-on-one whenever we need to and help you get the most out of using the system.
Cool. All right. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Thank you.